Hello everyone, welcome to EUGE, an inside look at chasing a dream. My name is Eugene Kenny, I'm a stand-up comic. This show is all about stand-up comics, the stand-up comics that you never get to see. The ones that you wouldn't hear about if there weren't shows like this, because they are not on Comedy Central or on any of the networks. They're just getting started. They're brand new working comics, and we love talking to them. Some of my best friends, some of my favorite conversations, some of the greatest experiences I've ever had I've spent with other comics around the world. So anyway, that's what I do. I bring you comics. And right now at this point, usually I would look to my right here and I would say, and my partner, Chuck Roy, would be right there. My co-host, we actually do the show together. But Chuck is not here today. Chuck is out working on other projects. Right now, I think he's working on his, he has a teaching gig where he actually teaches young comics to be comics and people.
Be funny.
Yeah, to be funny, exactly right. So anyway, Chuck, anyway, there you go. There's
Hi, Ghost of Chuck.
Ghost of Chuck, exactly right. But we do have with us today Jen Koscheka.
Yes.
We had a big conversation right before we went live on.
Realized I don't know how to say my own last name.
I didn't know if it was Koscheka or Koscheka, or I think we settled on
Yeah. And now I'm gonna call my parents and be like, hey, what
is
should
it
I be telling people my name is? Because I thought I knew it for the 30-some years of my life I have been around. I guess I wasn't talking for the first couple, so gotta give me slack on that. But
I thought that the first one was a softball.
Koscheka. Sounds right.
Yeah.
Feels good.
I like it. I like
Feels
it.
good.
And
Identity.
Jen did the Friday night showcase down at Ari's Tavern last Friday and killed it. We're going to take a look at that. Thank you so much for coming and doing the show there. That was very, very cool. Understand that you had been out of the scene for a little bit before I hit you up to come do a set.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've done a couple off and on, but honestly, your show was one of the first in almost a year.
Really?
That I've been out to. Yeah.
It has been a year since we contacted, because I mean,
well, maybe, no, I probably did Ari's Tavern a couple times towards the end.
Okay.
Of when I was going through some life stuff.
Yeah, this happens. I mean, life comes in on your comedy business.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you could you go into what happened there?
So my bajingo bits got all sick, which are where your vagina is located.
I was thinking breast.
Those can also be considered part of those.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So just got really sick for a while, and then just on top of being sick and going through treatments for getting better, you get into kind of a dark place mentally sometimes when you're at that point. So I didn't feel funny. I was just striving to kind of make it day by day, and took out a part of me that really probably would have helped me even more so to get through it. I realized
looking back now,
looking back, I'm like, I just should have still gone out and kept hitting the pavement.
I was stunned when you told me that it had been a while, because I mean, when you got back on stage, it didn't show at all. There was no rust there whatsoever. But I know how it is. I know how real life will get into you. Okay, so before the break, how long had you been in the comedy business?
Gosh, a couple of years. I started out in Kansas before I moved back to Colorado.
Okay.
So I'm born and bred Colorado native, was living out in Kansas for 5 years. Just kind of went to an open mic out there one night in the one comedy club they have in Wichita, which I hope you guys are still working on that out there. It's a good scene.
Do they still have a comedy club out there?
They do. They have, I don't know, I think they've kind of revamped it. It was Looney Bin back in the day.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, right in the center of Wichita, and they did an open mic night on Wednesdays for new comics, and then had a professional show afterwards, which was kind of nice and definitely different from out here, like getting to meet people who have been doing it a while. So I was doing that for about a year, and then moved out here, and then was doing comedy out here for about a year. Okay. And this scene, I mean, I know you know, is just crazy, brilliant, full of new ideas, new people. Everybody's striving to be better and amazing. So
and by this scene, we're talking about Denver, Colorado.
Yes.
So Just
for those in Japan.
Exactly, around the world. People don't get that sometimes, that this thing goes out to everywhere.
Yes.
And so you're born and bred here in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got your start in Kansas.
Yes.
Open mic.
You know, where all the big names start.
Yeah, there are probably some famous people from Kansas. I'm not really sure.
Superman.
There you go.
He was Dorothy.
Dorothy, that's right.
There was a wall of fame in Wichita, in like downtown Wichita,
right?
And it had famous people from Kansas, and they honestly had Superman and then Dorothy, and then like I can't even remember, because how do you beat those?
You can't. Once you pass Superman and Dorothy,
you're like, who else matters?
That's amazing.
These people, these real life people, came from Kansas.
That is wow. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
All right. So then you came into Denver.
Yes.
How'd you get started here?
Well, since I was doing it out in Kansas, I knew I wanted to keep going with it. Like I had been doing it baby comedy out in Kansas. So I hit up a couple of websites, and I'm really thankful for the scene out here for creating 5280comedy.com, where you can. We
just had Heather Snow on.
Yeah,
from 5280 last week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so that's an amazing site for any new comics coming out here, because I know there's a lot. When I first moved back here, it was a lot of just hitting the pavement, contacting people who I either met in Kansas or just was friends with, and like, hey, do you know of anything like this?
Right.
And then you get to one open mic out here,
and then
you make friends.
Once you get to one.
Yeah, just meet one contact at one open mic and bring a piece of paper, which you should just have anyway. Write down every open mic, and then I literally just went to about 4 or 5 shows a week for a while. And
so what was that like the first time you walked in? I don't know anyone. I don't know this place. I don't know this stage.
Yeah, it's a little, well, the very first mic I chose was Squire Lounge back in the Baumhauer days, you know?
Local place here in Colorado.
So, you know, the easiest mic to really
get
up on
you really, if you can make the crackheads laugh, you can do it. If you can make it there, you can literally make it anywhere.
You survive, literally don't get stabbed when you walk out, then you have a shot at comedy.
Yeah, exactly right.
So I had just a few of my personal friends who came out with me, like my new roommate, and she just wanted to check it out too. And so I was comfortable. I'm usually fairly comfortable in my own skin. Like, I make it awkward for people probably, because I'm just like standing next to them, like, fine. But I'm fine just being that person in the corner. So it was good. And then just, you just got to be confident with going up and saying, hey, I'm new to the scene. Will you help me? And that's the amazing thing about Denver comedy, from what I've heard of other places and seen, even in Kansas, which is a smaller scene and you think would even be more tight-knit and helping people out. But out here, there's just that immediate, like, there's
a lot of help here.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
For sure. That's for sure.
That's great.
So you have family?
I do. I was begat of a mother and father.
So you have one each?
I have a one of each.
Okay.
They've been married my whole life and a little bit of theirs. So I don't know what that means. And then I have 2 little sisters. They all live in Michigan now. So
your whole family lives in Michigan?
My whole family, yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
So what does your family think of you doing stand-up?
I think they like it. They've never really seen me perform because we're so far away in different places.
Well, if they're watching tonight, they'll see you.
There we go.
Excellent.
They're always really supportive, though. I don't see them that often. I probably should see them more so that I learn how to say my last name.
You would hear it more often.
I might if I was around people with that name.
That is so funny. I shouldn't laugh. That is so funny. We laughed so hard. That was so cute.
Idiot. Hi.
Not at all.
No, they've always been very supportive of anything I've done, and have been really encouraging. Like, I'm just that performing arts nerd. I wanted piano lessons, I wanted dance lessons, I wanted voice lessons, and it was always like, okay, let's just keep doing this and giving you.
So you were always wanting to be in show business.
Yeah. So I'm not that comic who's like, my parents didn't support anything I did.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, almost overly supportive, like to the fact that I'm doing comedy.
You shouldn't be liking this much.
Just wait a second. My dad came out on business once and he hit up a couple open mics with me, which was really fun for him to like see the scene and see some stuff. But that was like the first time he actually ever saw me, and on a stage and doing that sort of performance, and it was really good. It was really
so.
A good feeling.
Are you in the business to I don't know. Do you plan to be on television? Do you want to continue and stand up along? What is your? I mean, a lot of people get into business. There are comics that we talk to that have no intention of ever going to Comedy Central or any network. They're just, they just like telling the jokes and being here in town. And I don't know what is your intention here in the business?
I don't know that I could ever be a traveling comic.
Because of?
Because of my love of kittens and puppies.
Okay. That's a great answer.
I always have to have something fuzzy in my life, and I feel like that would not be fair to a fuzzy companion to be a traveling comic. So I'd like to be more centrally based. I know I always have to be performing. That's just like a person who I am. And I would love to just write for something and do like guest appearances on shows or that sort of thing. Brilliant comedy shows out there right now. Like, so glad they're bringing back shows like The Community and things like that. Like maybe delving deeper into being part of a writing team. Those are always where I get lots of inspiration and that sort of thing.
That's fantastic.
So I don't know.
So you want to be a writer along the way?
Maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Did
you always want to do stand-up? Is that, or was that a spur of the moment? Did you see someone?
It was really spur of the moment. I had a friend out in Kansas who was performing, and very, very funny guy. One of the funnier people I've ever met. And he would go out, perform, kill it, and then just wasn't into it. Like, it just wasn't a passion for him. And that kind of threw me off. And I was like, well, maybe I should just try it, because if he can do it, but then like it's not driving him. I don't know. It was a weird instigator for me. So he was the one who told me about the.
Was that my mic?
I know. I think it's mine.
That's okay. I'm gonna keep the mic.
There we go.
And you continue to talk as if I'm not moving out of frame, and I'm going to go.
Now there are no hosts on the show. It's all mine. Welcome to the Jen Koscheka show. I don't even know. There's so many cameras here. Hello. There, that's much less of Tin Man from Kansas heritage. There we go.
Almost like I never left, right?
Magic.
Thank you. You covered very well there. Thank you very much. That would have been Chuck's job had he been here. He would have filled that space with some
covering with
cleverness,
weird talking points.
Yes.
I don't even know where we were at this
That's okay. Don't even worry about it. I'd like to, I have these series of this or that questions, few of them, just to get to know you. People like to hear those. So you want to do a couple of those?
Let's do them.
I have a list here. All right, cool.
Awesome.
You tell me. Cake or pie?
Okay. Everybody don't hate me. I don't like either.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
I have no sweet tooth, except for Coca-Cola products, which I think is for the caffeine, and just so maybe that's it. Like, I'm getting pure sugar in a can, and it's no effort because I don't actually have to chew it. So that might be why I don't like it.
All your life?
All my life, really.
Is that in your act?
No, it's not.
Nobody else is doing that bit.
Nobody's talking about, I hate cake.
That's one you could own.
I actually abhor cupcakes to the point that I refuse to eat them if they're given away somewhere. And I will throw them into a fire if they're given to me for my birthday.
A cupcake versus a slice of cake?
Yes. I can handle a slice of cake. Cupcakes are pretentious. They're off. They know where they came from. They came from one same batter, just make it into a thing, and now they get their own stores and special toppings. And no, there's no point, no reason for a cupcake ever.
That's funny.
We can all share a cake. We don't all need our individual little.
That's a quirk I've never heard before. That's.
Can't do them. Cupcakes are the hipster of
the cake world.
Sugar community. They think they're better than everyone.
And they're not.
No, they're not. They know where they came from. They know.
All right. And so no pies either.
No pies.
Right.
I do like mousse pies. I'll correct that. So good chocolate mousse.
Okay.
Maybe a key lime pie, but just not a fan of the fruit pies.
Wow. You're more of a drink my sugar kind of a person.
Yeah, that's good for me.
Well, there you go. It's good to know. Wow. This is not in a font that is comfortable for me. Let's see. Facebook or Instagram?
Ooh, probably Instagram more so. I
really?
like to talk through images. So I'm just thinking back to what I put up more. So I'll take a lot of pictures and then like put them onto Facebook from Instagram.
Through Instagram.
Yeah, through Instagram.
Okay.
So, but I probably spend more time like looking at the images on Instagram and seeing where people's lives are in that respect instead of just reading about it.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Television or computer?
Television. Although I watch television through the computer.
That is such a today answer.
So
that is
right? Like, don't worry about it. I have Netflix. So I'm pretty technically inclined, guys. I'm not. I like to.
I have my computer to watch my television shows.
Yeah.
That's everybody does it.
Pretty much. Yep. Just streaming.
Yeah.
Stuff. I just sit. And I know everybody has this joke or something, but you sit in front of Netflix for hours, and then it's like, hey, do you want to go get up, take care of those butt sores you have going on? Like, just walk around for a minute. It's like, nope, keep going.
Let's
so
do some more of that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So.
All right, Annie. So what is that like? Everybody, you know, you're not. You have a day job. Your day job is working with animals.
Yes.
And do they know that you're a comic?
They do, actually.
And what is that like for you?
It's like they're more excited about it than I am. I don't know. I'm sure other comics run into that too. I love sharing it and putting. Actually, a bunch of them came out to Ari's tavern the last time. They're really supportive about it. Yeah, thank you guys if you're watching right now.
Maybe. The camera we're talking to. Where we at?
Technology, guys. I'm bad at it. No computers.
Me too.
So they're, especially the executive director. I honestly think I was hired just because I put on my cover letter like to do local stand-up comedy, because they say put in something that makes you unique when you're hired.
I do that too on my day job.
So, yeah.
Whenever I apply for a day job, I always put that I'm a comic, and eventually somewhere in the interview we end up doing 5 minutes on really, you're a comic?
Yeah,
you do? Yeah. You're exactly right. That is very interesting to other people.
So it helps with that. It's they find it very fun and like to come out, so that's why I need to come out and do more of it.
What do you do with animals?
I am a foster care coordinator, and so I find foster homes for little baby puppies and kittens.
Get out of here.
And they raise them to be at a certain age and weight before being spayed and neutered and going on the adoption floor, or anybody who's sick or just needs that extra TLC, or a dog. My shelter is amazing in the fact that animals don't stay there very long compared to the national average. They get adopted very quickly from there.
Wow.
So we don't have too many, but for a bit, if there's a dog who just isn't really making it on the floor, is kind of getting passed over, we'll put in a foster home for a bit and just see, get some more notes on them, that sort of thing.
I love animals. I'm a big animal guy too. But we have 3 animals, and they're all rescues, and you know the cliche, who rescued who.
Right.
It's true with our dog. We didn't know we wanted a dog until we had the dog, and can't even imagine our life without Chester. So our beagle.
I understand.
So it's very, very cool.
I have way too many photos of cats.
Potato chips or popcorn?
Potato chips. I think popcorn tastes like air. Like maybe don't ask me a question.
That's great. I love that.
It's just like crunchy air. Like I need to like soak it in butter.
Yeah.
And then it's, but yeah, I don't get popcorn at the theater. I went to the Dollar Theater last night and I smuggled in some salmon sashimi was my dinner treat at the movie theater instead of popcorn.
Did you now?
It's very smelly.
That is, oh my God. I think I would have had to get up and go get me some sushi if somebody sitting next to me
what's going on there?
God, I'm gonna have some. That's,
yeah.
Wow. So, all right. Christmas or Halloween?
Halloween, definitely.
Because of?
I was never allowed to celebrate it as a child growing up. Yeah.
Really?
So my parents are religious.
Satan and all that?
Yeah. Was raised religious, that whole spiel. But the weird thing is, I was allowed to celebrate Halloween up until I was 5. So about when it got really awesome, like when you could really start dressing up and going out. And then my parents decided, let's not do this. Let's just go to a church function. They'd buy us 1 bag of candy, like here's your bag of Milky Ways. Yay. Maybe that's why I hate sugar. Everybody else had sugar.
That explains the cupcake.
This is so much.
Did you once get a cupcake when you were like...
This is your Halloween treat. This is it, so make it last. So I was never really allowed to celebrate it, and then high school came around. I'm like, I'm an adult, like all teenagers think they are, and I decided I was going to go out and start celebrating it, and just like this whole world of fun and adventure opened up. And
I'm a big fan of Halloween. I am. I like the Halloween party. I am. But I'm also a big fan of Christmas. So if I had to pick, I think I'd have to go with Christmas.
Really?
Well, you know, I don't have the religious overtone negativity that you have.
Maybe that's part of it. It's just I like it for seeing family, but a lot of it feels forced sometimes. Like we're forcing this tradition.
Well, for some people, that Christmas is Christmas. For me, Christmas is Kris Kringle.
Right. Like I love the feeling, and like the past few Christmases, I've been spending it with friends or boyfriend just because of work, and that's kind of nice too. Like a nice change of pace than having to go out and do the family thing. And
now that you've brought up boyfriend, are you at the present time in a relationship?
I am.
And what's that like? Girls, comedy, boyfriend. I mean, you hear what I'm saying?
Right. We actually, we met at an open mic when I first moved back here. It was one of the first open mics way back in the day. He sent me a note through the crowd.
Did he really?
And, yeah.
Oh my God.
And it was before I went on stage. He's like, that's a pretty girl. I'm going to send her a note. And like, hey, I'm over here in the corner if you want to talk after the show. Like, didn't want to interrupt the show.
I'm excited here. This is pretty cool.
And left me, and it had his number on it. And then I went up, I guess, and I didn't really know who it was. Like, I could kind of see him. I was with another friend at the time, and she's like, that guy's been, like, staring you down all night. And, like, I think he's the weirdo who sent me a note. Like, will you date me? Check the box. And,
dear Jen, I love you. Do you love me?
Yeah. This class rules with a Z.
Okay.
He was very attractive though, so that worked in his favor. And I went up on stage, performed, kind of talked to him for a minute afterwards, and then texted him, and we went out on a few dates. And and so that really worked out. But he was like, after you went on stage, I was like, thank God, she's actually kind of funny.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking the exact same thing. What if you died? I mean, what kind of pressure is that?
Right?
What if you text him and go, let's see, you want to go out? And he went, no, I don't think, I saw that set.
Talked a lot about Cat. Had it wrong.
Oh my God. I don't know. Man, that would have bothered me. We'd have had to have a conversation about never do that again before I got on stage. Because now I can't focus on anybody but the guy in the corner.
Right.
No matter where I'm looking, the guy in the corner's got my... and I'm looking to see if his head's bobbing with laughter while I'm doing the jokes.
Is this funny to you?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how we met. And he's, it's nice because he's kind of a performer.
Define kind of a performer.
He's very, very the smartest person I've ever met in my life.
Okay.
And that's
very attractive, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's huge. Like he's very entertaining every day, and every day is a new conversation, and always thinking outside the box. But along with that comes kind of being in his head. Sorry, babe. I know you're probably watching this.
Yeah, he sounds like a performer.
Exactly. He'll be in his head, and even coming to Ari's, he's like, there is no way, and he came that evening, he's like, I would love to get up there, but there's no way I'm at that level to get up there.
Wow.
And he is.
Did you tell him that we had a 13-year-old that went on for their very first time that night?
She was 13?
You are more than ready to do Ari's Tavern.
To go. I was like, you see, he's letting people who have never been on stage before. And
what's his name?
Justin.
Justin, you are more than ready to do Ari's Tavern. Don't let me tell you right now.
He gets, I mean, he said before, he's like, I need to be at like Chuck Roy status before I can go to do shows. And other than that, I'm only worthy of open mics. You
can't get to Chuck Roy status before you're doing shows.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Like, oh my God.
Yeah, so he's very in that head. He's a brilliant, brilliant writer too. Like he should definitely be pursuing that.
Or he should be writing for you, and you should be taking credit for all his stuff.
Thank you. Okay, so I steal a lot of his jokes. He gets really upset. I'm like, look, I just have the fan
brilliant,
base.
Baby. We're
I have
brilliant.
the fan base for this. I have the stage presence, and he can just write for me. He hasn't gone along with it yet, but I still just steal it and then apologize later. So.
Lordy.
Yeah.
All right, one more. Winter or summer?
Winter.
You're a skier?
No, I just hate the summer.
That was less a positive winter than it was a negative summer.
Yeah, just like I just hate summer. I hate the sun. Do we even see how light I am? Like, I'm just so white.
You got the quick burn.
Like, put it against something white. Yeah, I burn really easily. I'm honestly like allergic to the sun. I'll start getting a rash after being outside for too long, and I just hate how. Hey, nobody wants to be my friend after this. I hate how people go outside in the summer and are just doing things outside all day long. Like, let's go on a bike ride, and let's go sit on patios, and let's go walk our children. No.
But
not. I know. That's what normal people do.
That's summer. That's summertime there.
That's why I hate summer. Just stay in your houses like I do.
People look forward to that.
Watch 12 hours of Netflix like a normal person.
All right. Let me do a quick Ari's Tavern commercial. Yes. Let's see here. There. Hey there, guys. What you're looking at here is the Ari's Tavern Thursday. Well, Thursday special. You get all that. You get the 2 sliders, the fries, and pickle, and that's $4. I'm not lying to you. What you're looking at there is $4 Thursday at Friday at Ari's Tavern. Ari's Tavern is at 5686 Paco Street in Denver, Colorado. Go down there and get yourself an Ari's Burger. We do the Friday night showcase there. We really appreciate Ari's letting us do the showcase there. We have a great show there. The next one is going to be on this Friday, which is I'm checking the calendar as we speak. This Friday the 29th, so come on down to Ari's Tavern this Friday the 29th. But go Thursday and get yourself one of these. So there you go. All right, so that was the Ari's Tavern commercial, and now we are back with us. Hey. So very cool. We are talking to Jen, and we have settled on Koscheka.
Koscheka, yeah.
Koscheka, and Koscheka is what?
So we were raised. This is probably why I'm confused about it. We were raised with it's Polish. That's where it's from. And then my uncle, my dad's the oldest of 9, so I just don't even remember who all is who
Gotcha.
At this point. One of them went off to discover where our name came from and found it actually has Russian roots.
Really?
So we're the only Koshekas in the world. Like my immediate family, my grandparents to my dad to the 9, given lots of siblings, and like 50 cousins. But if you have the name Koscheka, we are directly related.
Definitely related?
Yeah, at least cousins or, yeah.
Wow.
So we haven't found many. There's like a few Kosheks in Russia and that sort of thing. And Koshek, a form of it actually means little cat in Russian, but not like a kitten, like a stunted cat, like a midget cat, like a special midget cat running around the streets of Russia.
I had a cute thought, and then you went, and then it was midget cat.
Yeah. So
all right, that's interesting. Yeah. That any Koscheka that you meet in the world, you have his DNA, or y'all have each other's DNA.
Yeah. So
that's pretty special.
I'm the only Jennifer Koscheka in the world, which is kind of cool to think about sometimes. So I really love my last name, but apparently can't pronounce it. Oh my God,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
No wonder. Well, you don't have much of a reference. No wonder you don't know how to pronounce it.
Exactly. So. It's like, we don't know. Somebody made it up. Like, my grandfather came over on some boat, and they're like, "What's your name?" And he sneezed, and they're like, "Okay."
Koscheka.
There you go. That's it. So.
Anyway, I like the name.
Yeah.
And I like your stand-up. We like I said, you did the show at Ari's Tavern down on last Friday, and we have a set. Let's have a look at your set here, and play.
Cheka. Round of applause for Nicole again, holding down the fort tonight. Well, as we talked about earlier, comedy lost a hero this week, but I feel like tonight we're all a little closer to Robin Williams, not because we're at a comedy show and laughing, but because it kind of feels like we're in the movie Jumanji. a rhinoceros coming out of the wall over there. If you guys haven't seen it.
I'd never ever done a bit about that rhinoceros. You're so right. At Ari's, they have a big rhinoceros coming out the mirror.
That movie.
And nobody got that because half the audience didn't even
I'm Jen
notice
Koscheka,
it was there. So.
I like my men like I like my coffee. Kind of sweet with an underlying bitterness. I like my men like I like my coffee, accompanied by a lawsuit when they burn me. I like my men like I like my coffee. Black. No, I'm just kidding. I don't date black guys. That's gross.
You hear that big laugh in the back? That's my wife.
So a lot of comedians use this material and then use the whole fallback up. It's cool. I can tell that joke because my best friend is black. I just want to state for the record, I do not have a single friend who's an ethnic minority because I'm not a racist.
I don't know any people.
I don't know anyone.
No, it works. That works. But I do shop at Walmart. I do. I was there at like midnight the other night, and I saw this grandmother helping her granddaughter pick out condoms. Yeah. But all I could think was, good on you, Granny. Making sure your mistake doesn't make a mistake.
That's a great joke. That's a great joke.
And that's a real
good
story
looking out,
too, or at least
good looking out.
Oh, I mean, it was the
A
disparity.
little down in the
dumps
dumps while I was shopping, so figured I'd buy myself a little treat, a little pick me up, and got me one of those shake weights. Yeah, and my thighs are really feeling the burn.
Took me a second to get that one.
I'll just let that one sink in. Not using it properly. No, but ladies, when you're buying your own personal friend, keep in mind there is a definite difference in size between the white shake weight and the black shake weight. So.
Thank you.
And there really
Full
is.
circle on the racism. Call back. Guys, my ex-roommate and I, we had to find a new place to live. We went our separate ways because we had a kind of scary experience. It was late one night, and I just hear her yelling in her bedroom, just screaming, get out of my bedroom! And I just rush in with the first object I can find, and it was my new shake weight. And there was this intruder in her room, and I was like, It's a little top heavy, haven't used to learn it. But out you, or I will. Well, you know what? I will just use this for about 10 minutes a day for the next 4 to 6 weeks, develop a really nice bicep, and then come right back in here and pop you in the nose. He backed away because it was the black shake weight.
This was a great set.
Ladies. But we called the cops. They arrived like 30 minutes later. They're looking through our place. They're like, you know what, ladies? This back hallway is kind of hard to get to. The front entranceway is kind of open, easy to get at. So my guess is this guy knew where he was going, what he wanted. So, and this is a direct quote. He said he was probably just here to rape you. Oh, thank God, officer. Christina, he was probably just here to rape you. My mind has been put at ease because my 19-inch TV VCR combo means far more to me than my roommate's virtue. And that's how you tell a rape joke, Daniel Tosh.
Slam, baby.
Topical
comedy.
Oh, man.
Like 12 months ago.
That worked like a year ago when we actually said it.
I'm a girl.
I love that. I love that.
Just thought I should throw that out there for any of you fellas. I'm a woman.
This is where I totally forgot.
Kind of just forget what I want to talk
Been there,
about
done
next.
this.
So this is called stalling.
That's what happens when I haven't been in the game for a while.
Yeah. But you brought it back. As soon as you found it, you ran it.
Oh, yeah. When I'm in
There it is. Hello.
I need some defense. I'm going to get a security system. So I went out and I bought a couple of rats because who wants to rape a girl with rats? Nobody will even touch me when I tell them that. But I was told when you get 2 different rats, if they're not from the same like litter growing up, you have to rub vanilla on them so that they can smell each other and they'll smell the same and they won't try to fight each other and kill each other. And I was wondering if that's also how Axe body spray works. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Wait, is that douchebag number 5? You're not my bra. You're my brother.
It's a newer one too.
That's killer.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna do
then
that.
Then they
one.
hug. And they're friends. Oh, fellas, I have a question for you.
Change that background.
And it's not, do you wear Axe body spray?
It's pretty dark. I need to get some red.
How do we feel about hand jobs?
Make it pop.
Took a minute. There's like one guy like, yeah, it's all I can get.
Big fan of hand jobs.
Yes. Because I'm a woman, and to me, a hand job is kind of like getting the yellow starburst. Right? Like, you're going to take it if it's the first color that pops up in the pack, but you probably would have preferred holding out for the pink. Personally, Mom would rather give the pink, because she don't need no carpal tunnel. It's hype for a living. And this is also how I give hand jobs, so... Fellas. And that's how I end them. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Take a bow.
Very theatrical.
That's crazy funny.
I got nothing else really. It's been a while since I've been up on stage, so I'm just gonna end with this. I'm a little bit of a drinker. I enjoy my alcohol, but I will say, it's better than like having my vice be just eating food all the time, because the guys are way hotter in AA than they are in Overeaters Anonymous. So. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all have been amazing. Let's give it up for Nicole. Awesome room. EUGE.com. Thanks for having me, Eugene.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, throwing it up.
And she loves you.
Jen Koscheka. Well done, Mama. Nice.
Mama,
She
nice.
absolutely loved you. That was very cool.
Oh, yeah.
That was a nice set. That was a nice set.
It felt really good. Like again, I just hadn't been up for a while,
Right.
and you can see it where your flow isn't.
You can see it.
Quite, yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking at that and I'm going, that's a really nice set. That's, you know, I mean, I saw where you lost track there for a sec,
Yeah,
but
you're just
other
off.
than that, man, that was spot on.
Oh, thanks.
You know, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. So,
Yeah. One thing I was learning from being out of the game for a while is, I mean, you can see that a lot of it's kind of more just jokes about verbiage or words or not really me. So I've learned to try to be more about me on stage, and being sick has helped to draw out some of that and talk
that is
about
the toughest thing to do, isn't it?
It really is.
I mean,
and
to be introspective and to find the funny in it is wow.
Exactly. So it was almost like a blessing in disguise in some ways. Like,
how's that coming? I mean,
pretty good, yeah.
What is your process with writing? What do you do? I mean, do you...
It's usually like I'll think of something funny, type in a line or two in my notebook or type it into my phone, and go back to it after a day or so and say, is this still a funny premise? And if it is, then like start working on it. And then it's just about going out to the mics and trying out different things and then seeing what works. And you know, those moments where I'm going like this with a hand job, like that's something new. Will I keep it? Maybe. It's fun, like being all
fun that time,
over the place. And so things like that, where the more you're outperforming and doing things, the more you're learning too. And then like after I get off stage, I'm usually writing like 10 more things in my phone. Or
your show does reflect your theatrical background. I mean, it really is. It's very fun written, but it's very fun to watch. I mean, I could turn the sound off of your show and kind of watch it because it's really cool to watch you.
That's good. I've gotten mixed notes on it. Like some people are like it's too much. Other people are on board with it. I think it's just a matter of finding your own voice. I like being a little over top on stage. I like moving around. I like creating that movement and keeping people interested to some extent by being more physical.
I've always been a big believer that, you know, that no one can tell you how to do your set. I mean, your set is your set. I mean, I can tell you how to write a joke. I can tell you how to do the structure. I can tell you how to find the funny in pretty much anything. But as far as telling you how to be funny, as Jen Koscheka You know, I have no clue because, you know, your references are not even close to mine. I don't know what your references are. And that's where your comedy comes from, is where your references come from.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so, all right. So you're getting introspective.
Yeah.
And you're writing more, or what? I mean, you're getting back into the business now?
Yeah, so I've been writing a lot just recently, kind of on the new stuff, and then just hitting up open mics again and working on it.
And so you do, you get on open mic and you like you did here, that you said that bit, that one that you did was new and you didn't know if you were going to do it at the time. Now that you've done it and you've seen it again, what do you think? I mean, it's funny. You're going to put it, you're going to keep it, you're going to...
Yeah, I'll probably keep it and work on...
Expand from there?
That. Yeah, either.
Are you a, do you do like current events kind of a comic, or you...
Kind of. It kind of depends on if it is very funny to me.
Right, I got you.
If I can take it. The hard thing I find with current events are shows like The Daily Show who crush it when it comes to those sorts of things. Like creating something original from something that's happening is the hardest thing to do. And especially with social media nowadays, even non-comics will have these ideas.
Right.
And I know there's no, like, you have to be purely original. Like, there's so many strains of a train of thought, which I'm having a bad time explaining. So, it goes choo-choo. But there can be a lot of variations of it, and so you have to kind of get out of that, like, it needs to be completely original.
Right. Everything's so quick now, too. I mean, everything is so fast. I mean, wow, I have a thought. Bam, that's out there. And bam, that's out there basically means that's gone.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and you know what? I find myself thinking of things and going, I'm going to write that down. But then you think, what if I missed the opportunity to do it because it went out there?
Right.
You know? And
so or what if somebody else is doing it better?
Right.
Or,
yeah.
Which is most people in my fit now.
I would disagree with that, but I don't think most people do it better than you. I saw your set.
Thanks.
But I do. I have that same problem, and I have the same thought. But I used to, you know, I'd have a great idea, and you'd have a week or so to keep it to yourself and put it in your head and spin it around. But now, you know, if you've got an ice bucket challenge joke, you better do it now.
Right.
You know, you better type it.
It's already like too late.
Yeah,
you're pretty much. Yeah, and now like it's too controversial and.
That is so wild that the ice bucket challenge. People are talking about how you know, it's wasting water, or you know what I mean?
It's just,
people will find something,
we
right?
get so ludicrous nowadays with everything. Just so happy with, like, and this is part of where some of the jokes come from. Like, you know, I like my men like my cup of coffee, accompanied by a lawsuit and it hurt me. Like, those are true things that happen that, like, piss me off.
Yeah, it's
like,
so crazy, right? So
the people are just people, and being on that same balance, it's like, I know some people are out there for the attention. It brought a lot of attention to a certain cause.
Right.
Yes, should we bring attention to other causes? Absolutely.
Right.
Did the Ice Bucket Challenge crush it by coming up with that
didn't
first?
they? Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Like,
I wish I'd have written the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Hello.
God.
It's like credit where credit's due, bringing new awareness to different things. Yeah. And if people can just see it like that, like coming out of that.
Yeah, now it's like if somebody challenges me, I don't know what to do. I'm like,
right?
Like, it's been...
Pour ice on me.
Yeah. I like the guy with the bullets. That was cool.
Yeah.
I like the...
I'm like, I would just have a bucket of kittens. Like,
but you see...
20 of them in my house.
That would be so funny to everybody, but someone...
But someone would be like,
oh my God!
She's getting us baby kittens!
Someone would have a problem with you having the kittens. A bucket.
And a bucket.
A bucket full of kittens.
You know,
but that's...
there wouldn't be an ice water.
That is so world. That is so the world we live in.
Yeah.
That is so the world we live in.
It's hard sometimes, and that can show, you can find the comedy in that though too.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I definitely learned too, going to open mics and then going and performing at shows, is when you're performing at shows, you're performing for people, if that makes sense.
I do. I
we
understand.
call them, you know, the normal people
Yes.
who are out to see the show. They're not thinking in that comedic mindset.
Right.
When you're at a lot of open mics, it's mainly comics out there. So for a while, I found I was just writing for comics. and it's
you cannot
different.
do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot do that.
Exactly, because you're not going to win over a room when you're writing more abstract or things will kill for a
If you've made 90 comics laugh, you are dying in Kansas. You're dying in Kansas.
Exactly.
And you got to make them laugh in Kansas if you're going to be in this business beyond, working in Colorado. You got to make them laugh in Kansas and Idaho and, wherever.
Right.
But, and it's the real people.
Right.
You got to learn how to come out there and be absolutely real instead of, working in comics. Working comics they like witty, they like, wordplay, they like, it's like
different things, different ideas. And I was
like,
I need to have something new every week. Yeah, exactly. I don't want her to be as funny as me. Or like write something new every week almost, instead of like working on that one joke.
Right.
Like, oh, this worked now. Can I develop it? Can I make it into a longer bit? Should I shorten it and just like have it as a throwaway? Things like that. So definitely you find a process, and that's what I love about the mic scene out here too, is just people talking with you and giving you new information on the same jokes.
So if you had to give a piece of advice to a new comic coming up, wanting to get into the comedy scene, what do you have any advice for comics? What do you think?
I'm so baby myself. I hate giving advice.
And I understand you saying that. I mean, a lot of people say that, but the people that are watching our show, you are 2 years beyond them.
Right.
And they really want to know what's coming in the next 2 years.
Right. So. I don't know.
Hi, y'all.
Hi.
That's a nice picture.
Don't be afraid is a big thing. It can be intimidating sometimes to go into a room with people who have been performing for a while.
Right.
And just be in that moment, whether or not you go and talk to people and ask them questions. Ask questions about the comedy scene, get input on your set, but kind of like you were saying, don't change who you are and what you're doing.
Right.
You have to find your own voice, and that's the only way you'll be comfortable on stage, and it's the only way you'll get your ideas across, is if.
Now, how long did it take you to find out that the comics on stage aren't the comics on? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a lot of people are stunned that comics aren't comics 24/7, and it's a lot of times it's not the most pleasant of people that you run into in this business that are funny. Yeah,
they can be. I can be.
We all can be.
We can all be. This will make my friend, if he's watching, Jake from work, happy. I'm not the funniest person at work. You're usually not the funniest person in a room, which is what they expect.
Exactly.
I found a lot of comics tend to be even more introverted, really in their heads. I am. I found this, which has been a kind of good support too. A lot of us can be kind of on that depressive cusp and that needy cusp, and so like talking with a couple of the people who I started around at the same time, especially going through some things, and they're like, yeah, I've been there too, and then like you open up, and
I didn't years ago, I'm not to interrupt you, I didn't understand what people were saying, because I would tell people that, so if you got any advice in comedy, and I would say ride the manic. When the manic comes, ride it as hard as you can, do it, ride it. But I really didn't understand what I was saying, because I ride that manic. I ride it, and on the other side of manic is not manic. You know what I mean? And so I tell people, work it as hard as you can when it comes, because the other end is coming. The other side is coming, and if you're not going to medicate yourself out of it, you got to learn to live with it.
Which is another thing that's come up. Like, do you medicate? Sometimes I find it fogs me up too much when I was trying to go through that stuff, like to stay alive. I'm like, I can't think when I'm doing this, and that was part of the reason for not doing comedy for a while. Is like I honestly could not think of new and original things. I was happy. I was content. I was playing with the puppies and kittens, and not like I was a robot. And I absolutely think that some people do need that level, but it was for me finding different ways of coming out of that darkness, so that I could have those inspirational thoughts. And
so what was the biggest thing you found between what you thought comedy was and what you discovered comedy is?
Good question. What I thought comedy was was easier, for sure. You know, you think if you're good, great, you'll get up there. And I don't know why I thought that, because as we talked about, I've done performing arts for a long time, and it's so competitive.
Right.
But yeah, brilliant comics make it look so easy, and are doing so well that you're like, oh yeah, I've got this, I can go do it. And it's definitely, it is tons of work, and it's still even in the general mindset of people. They're like, oh, it's an easy job. You work 1 hour a week, you know, and it's you're working all day, every day. Your mind's overworking.
It's 24/7.
So, yeah.
I think a lot of the easy part too is that everybody has an uncle who's funny all the time. Right. You know, that they think, hey, he could be a comedian. And it's the same laugh they get when I'm on stage. It's the uncle can do it, Eugene can do it. You know, I think probably I could do that.
Right.
Yeah. So it looks kind of easy, and I know someone, but not a whole lot of people like singer. You don't have a cousin that could hit that high note, that can play that guitar, that can, you know. So you look up there and you go, wow, I could never do that. It's a whole different mindset.
It's not, it's
not
like,
around
I crush it at the office.
Exactly.
I'm
funny.
I kill it out on the basketball court.
Everybody says how funny I am.
I love those people who are like, who come up after a show like, you're really funny, and then say things that they think are funny, or they're like, well, I'm pretty funny too, so I think I'm gonna get out there. And you can tell the difference between those people who are like, yeah, I'm really good in this moment. And I always encourage those people. I'm like, come out to an open mic then.
Please do,
like,
because
get up on stage, tell your stuff. That's great. Like, there's so much work that goes into just even a 10-second joke that you have to find the balance of, the levels of, and
where's gonna work? Yeah, exactly. Where's gonna work? You're exactly right.
Telling your knock-knock joke is great for this small community of people who know you on top of it.
So you discover that it's not as easy as it looks.
Yes.
What's the upside?
Upside is all those different creative minds around you who help you develop, who help you through the hard parts, who encourage that, like, this is a great joke, have you thought of this tagline, or have you thought of moving this bit to this side and just like trying it out, or here's a completely new thought on that joke, like run with it, and just like giving that energy, working creatively to make it less hard.
That's the one thing I do like about this business, is the comics are very collaborative. Comics will come up and say, hey, you know, that, exactly what you said. Did you think about this? Or that made me think of this.
And I love that about Denver too, is these groups like the Fine Gentlemen's Club and the Grolics and even Moxie now, like creative minds coming together and putting a show on together that you can just tell they work well as a team. They each have their own individual voices, but like,
I haven't seen Moxie yet. I need to see them do something. I've heard great things about them. I heard well, we all know the Grolics, you know, and the Fine Gentlemen's Club. You know, they're killing it with the Deer Pile, I think it is.
So, Fine Gentlemen's every Wednesday.
Yeah, so very cool. So anyway, I have to see Moxie. And that's Christian Rand
and Mara Wiles.
All right, very cool. Little inside stuff. Y'all don't know them, but they're very funny. They're very funny.
Look, YouTube them. Kristen Rand killed it this weekend with the High Plains, which was like a dream come true for me in so many ways.
Now, you did a set?
I did not.
Okay.
I just went out and watched, got a pass for the weekend.
Nice.
Just somebody like Pete Holmes, who I can't even describe, just exudes this joy and this energy that
his show, oh my God. You know, it's like you leave there and you're, oh my God,
I quit.
Let's do it again.
I quit, or else I'm gonna do more and be better and be that, and just You immediately get sad when it's done. It's like, that's over. Let's do some more. Let's do some more of that. But just seeing people like that, and then seeing our local scene up there, just doing better than so many. They're killing it. Yeah, exactly. You just can't even say. But
this whole scene is so. I mean, it's not just amazingly talented, but I mean, it's just it's supportive. It's just a great scene.
Right.
And it's very intimidating too. You know, I mean, you got to bring your A game every single night if you're out in Denver.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the bigger scenes in the city now.
Yeah, you really got to bring it. You really got to bring it. And so I feel the pressure too. I'm the old guy now coming in the room, so it's like, What's he gonna do? You gonna do an airplane bit, old guy?
Gonna talk about these newfangled iPhones. My cat can even use an iPhone.
Do that MySpace bit we love so much. Yeah, so I know. Anyway, whoa, it's 54. We should probably do Pop A Caption.
Yeah.
This is Pop A Caption. It's just like what it sounds like. We're just going to look at some photos, and if something funny comes up to you, that just looks funny, right? It's like,
that's just pretty awesome.
I've got to get out of the Russian space program.
Just like, I'm an astronaut, but even my wife won't do my It's been years at school and still have to do my own jumpsuit.
I'm a Koscheka,
I'm a Koscheka.
Don't even. That's funny.
Do you even know who I am? Because I do not. This is a horrible Russian accent.
I wouldn't know, is it?
It looks like the Irish.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah, he's got the Irish cap on.
yeah, you know.
But Ireland
Irish
doesn't have a space
program.
program.
That's their space
Not
program.
that they're telling anybody.
We just washed this suit. We're working on a ship.
This suit just got back from Dublin. We'll call that outer space for now. All right, we should quit there.
That's good.
I love that. Oh, stop that.
Oh.
That's not even pretty.
He's trying.
He's stretched.
He might be whiter than I am.
It's like he's focused on, like, I don't know, she's hot. What are you looking at?
What is over there? Or maybe it's that little game you play as a kid where you just roll the ball back and forth to each other, and he's waiting for that ball to come back to him right now.
No hands. Go ahead. No hands at
I
all.
can catch it.
I'm not going to move my hands until you hit me.
I've got really weird muscles there.
Oh.
Okay.
God, this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 people with shitty jobs. Oh my God.
I want to know why they don't have people for the other windows. Like this is their amount of windows. They're like, these are the middle ones.
It's like,
that's
we're just going to clean here.
Just these middle ones.
We only got paid for these offices.
Right. Well, and on that note, why not just have a dude doing all the windows? Like, spread out a little,
That's
guys.
a good point. You should have at least 2 rows, right? You should have some space between you guys.
Like, I feel like he could stretch over to that other window next to him.
The guy to the left is going to have to jump 11 spaces to do the next window. That's
why he's
crazy.
Like lower. And who's that guy? Like the 2 at the very bottom. Like,
I don't want to know what the orange buckets carry. I think if you got to pee, you got to get over to the orange bucket because there's no going up there.
It's just not it. This is a weird like Game of Thrones game that they're playing. Climb the ice wall.
Oh God.
Oh, that's so
Aww.
cute. He wants to eat that baby.
That baby looks so delicious.
That baby.
Mom is like, oh my God, that glass is not going to break, is it?
Just petrified.
Don't eat my baby.
She's either petrified or she's about to crack up because he just slammed his face into the glass. Like, oh, even polar bears don't understand reflections.
That's just cute. Dada. Baby's like, can I keep him?
I have a bathtub. Ice bucket challenge.
Ice bucket challenge.
That's all we got.
And that's that.
And that's
Jesus Christ.
always lending a hand.
Yes. God.
Like, so I just want to know, like, what his end game is. Is he going to fix something on Jesus?
I think, I don't know. I don't know if he's going up or going down on Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
This makes 11 people with shitty jobs so far that we've seen today.
He won or lost.
Or yeah, exactly.
The coin toss of climbing things.
I bet he wishes he had a partner, right? He's like, why am I here by myself? Oh, Jesus, what is... You don't want to pet that. What is that?
It's a werewolf who got into some radioactive material
God.
Really wants a selfie. Like, I wish I could use my own hands to take my own photo.
All my life I wanted to be in Cats.
This just also shows where we are as a society, where a creepy person in a suit shows up at your lunch.
And we're just taking pictures.
Yep.
Wow.
Let's do this.
And they're going to tip that guy.
What if that was a weird real radioactive werewolf.
That guy has a leash. Isn't that a green leash coming out of his?
Like a really bad zipper, please.
Yeah, that's right. You're probably right. You're probably right.
Let's not make this blend in at all.
Oh, that's just creepy looking.
That's, like,
is that wax figures? They're wax figures.
Okay, thank God.
Oh my God! It's like, oh
this is some weird Barbie and Ken moment. Like,
that scared
we're
me.
The prince and princess. We don't need to brush our own suits.
No.
Like, okay, brushing a suit on top of it.
God.
Oh, she's still so thin though, even in wax. So that's good for her.
They're cute though. They make a cute couple. They made a pretty baby.
Did they?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it.
I haven't. Is she pregnant again?
Is she?
I
don't know. And we're back to the Russian suits. Wow. And that hour flew by.
That was great.
That was so much fun. That was so much fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow. I like to tell everyone that, this is our stuff. This is our equipment. We can talk to anyone that we want to. And I really wanted to talk to you. I didn't know you hadn't been on in about a year. I saw your set and anyway, anyway, I loved it. I wanted to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for doing the show.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Right on. All right, and so we're going to look here to this camera. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching EUGE. That's going to be our show for the week. Please subscribe to our show, and please like our Facebook page. And we will see you again next week. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yay.